Wow, here is the man, or should I say the titan of the year, Thanos. And right off the bat, I've got to say this SH Figuarts version of Thanos looks absolutely fantastic. Right down to the color of the skin, to the texture and design of this snazzy looking suit. First things first though, Thanos is of course from the movie Avengers Infinity War. Another Marvel movie I loved, especially for that what in the world ending. Thanos never really got on my radar when I read comics, but after Infinity War I pretty much went on a hunt for anything Thanos related, including this Bandai figure. This figure stands nearly 8 inches tall and pretty much dwarfs other Figuarts in size, which is how it should be. This guy was big in the movie. Thanos is a very imposing character, and this figure pretty much captures that feeling, especially when it comes to the different faces on the 3 heads Thanos comes with, which are all detailed pretty well. The first head comes with Thanos smiling slightly, and this isn't a scheming or villainous looking smile, at least to me, but a proud smile which fits the character, especially his triumphant moment at the end of the movie where he sits proudly and smiles after his mad scheme becomes a horrible reality. He also comes with a head whose face isn't as welcoming as the last. This one has a very determined and pondering looking face. It's like he's thinking about doing something very horrible and very soon. Speaking of which, the final head is the Titan in all his mad glory to the max, with his mouth wide open, showing his teeth clenched and his eyes looking terrifying. If I remember correctly, he didn't really show this face very much, but when he was making it, he was doing some serious damage to the Avengers. Now I've got to mention once again how extraordinarily detailed these faces are. Bandai really outdid themselves creating all these faces. You can tell a lot of work went into creating the tiny eyes, the winkles, and the minute shading. That all equals one of the best, if not the best, sculpted face I've ever seen produced for an SH Figuarts. The articulation for the head is fairly decent given that the gold collar does hinder the side-to-side rotation, but he can still look up and down with the assistance of an articulated neck. The skin on the face is done well, as it is with the rest of the body. I think the moderate colors of Thanos' violet skin could have easily gone too dark or too light when producing this figure. But I'm happy to say Bandai did a fantastic job replicating the bright color tone as it appears on his head and his massive arms. And just like previous Figuarts, there is a shoulder extension allowing Thanos more reach. The shoulder joints and double-jointed elbows are the most articulated pieces of the figure, allowing for some good posability. The hands are ball-jointed and can swivel. And that also includes the vaunted Infinity Gauntlet, which Bandai did an impressive job with. It really stands out from the figure with the gold paint and the Infinity Stones along the top of the hand. The gauntlet's got a nice mechanical look that's really eye-catching. There is a feature which allows you to extend the hand joint to contract and expand the range of motion, but it just shows too much of the inner workings of the figure that I wouldn't necessarily use this for posing. Bandai provides you with 2 fists, 2 crushing hands, and 2 open hands. He also comes with a snapping hand. The hand looks great, and this was clearly something that he did while talking with Doctor Strange. However, you don't get an Infinity Gauntlet hand with his finger snapping. You know, that's such an iconic and well-known scene that I'm surprised Bandai didn't include one with this figure, especially since they're including this regular hand snapping his fingers. I'm guessing they couldn't release the Infinity Gauntlet snapping in fear of spoiling the audience. Heck, this snapping hand's existence wasn't even known until days before the figure was actually released. On the other side of that, I'm really happy with the look and feel of Thanos' suit, which looks marvelous. The gold and black metallic armor trim on his torso is very smooth and detailed. And that's mixed with a nice texturized blue mesh material which covers portions of his upper and lower torso, and is bordered by this gold belt and back skirt which limits the movements of the legs just a bit. The torso is segmented into two so that you can rotate the chest independently, with the lower torso having its own articulation with some slight rotations. The colors of the upper legs contrast well with these nicely designed and shiny big boots with their giant knee guards. The legs can shift and provide a good amount of flexibility with the double-jointed knees, the ball-jointed feet, and the articulated toes. Out of all the characters in Avengers Infinity War, Thanos is my favorite. And that's saying something, since before the movie came out, Iron Man was by far my favorite. And when they announced Thanos as the new big bad, I was like, meh. And I was pretty much indifferent. But boy, was I wrong. Bandai did a tremendous job replicating the look and presence of Thanos in this Figuarts, which is emanating power and evil with this towering and well-constructed body, especially with all these detailed faces. If you're a fan of Avengers Infinity War, there is no doubt that you will be getting a version of Thanos in some form. This figure should be a very high contender for that position. I'm Otaku Surf, and I'll see you around.